get started here in just a minute. Thank you very much for being here at our open house. My name is Boston Freilinger. I'm the principal here at AMS Middle School. This is my first year here. I come from Des Moines Public Schools. I worked there for 16 years. I was a middle school science teacher for many years, and then I worked at East High School, Meredith Middle School, and then most recently I was the vice principal of Hoover High School. And so I'm really excited to be here. I know that I have a lot to learn, but I'm excited to be here and be committed to the growth that we're doing as a school district here at AMS. So I promise this will not take long, but the reason that I put this together is that every year across the country, not just in Iowa, not just in Ames, schools make goals based on how they did previously and what they want to do in the future. And they rarely share those with students or with families. Like you can dig into it and find them if you like listen to school board meetings or things like that. But so in my experience, we get better results when we're all on the same page. And it's important for you all to know what we are striving for your students here. It's important for our students to know here's what we're reaching for and why. The why is the most important part. So I'm going to go over our 3 goals that we have here at Ames Middle School. And then also there's going to be parts where this is what I need your help with. You'll also hear me talk, I'll use the word partnership a lot. That is really how I view our relationship as a school and a family, is that we all want what's best for your student. You all want it way more than I ever can, because they're yours, you know? You have 1, 2, maybe 3 that are here. I have 1,100, you know? And so, so as much as I care and want the best for your kid, I know that you want it way more than I ever could. And so that's why I really want to be able to share and get on the same page of how we can support the growth and development of your student. And then the last thing on here that some people ask me, why should I care how our school does? Well, even if you don't have a student at Ames Middle School, but you own property or have a business or you just care about the community, the better our school system does, the more money that our community gets. And that's just like it's fiscal, but it is important to many people. So our first goal is around attendance. I know that this is very small to read up there, but basically what our goal is last year we had 91% attendance, which is great. We would, of course, love to get it to 100%. That's not really likely, but our goal is to raise it 1%. That sounds like a very small number, but really when you're that high, it takes a lot of work to move the envelope there. The reason that this is a goal, and one of the things that I love, I should have mentioned this earlier, about Ames as a school district is all of our goals, no matter if you have a student at the high school, at Meeker, Sawyer, or at Northwood, is that all of our goals are tied to attendance, achievement, and belonging. And if you would see a presentation from them, they'd be very similar to our goals here, so we're all on the same page. Here's what I need your help with. Especially when we were coming back from COVID, the message was, if you don't feel well at all, stay home. Like if you have the sniffles, stay home. I'm trying to, or I hope we're all trying to move past that to know that it's really important to be in school. We used to think that, we can just do this on Google Classroom, or can I just work virtually? That can work for a very small percentage of students. Almost all of our kids need to be in the building to get the best education possible. Yes, of course there are going to be times that we're sick, we have emergencies, losses in the family. I just encourage you to do your best to really promote to your student that we gotta be in school. If there are reasons that we can't be in school, I really hope that you can reach out to us, especially like your student's counselor. They'll be their counselor through their time in Ames Middle School, so that we can start to build that partnership of, what is causing us to not be able to be at school? Is there something just that's going on that we just don't feel comfortable here? Or is there like a barrier around transportation that maybe we can work on together to get a solution for, so that we can get every kid here as much as possible? Our next goal is about achievement. If you're my age or older, you probably remember Iowa Test of Basic Skills when you were a kid. Now it's called ISASP, which is another acronym, but basically it just tests our achievement on literacy, on math, and on science. Our goal is to just get better. Like, that's the simple part of it, is that we're wanting to do better than we did previously. What I need your help with is a few things. Number one, like I just talked about with attendance, especially on those days of assessments, it's super important that your student is here at school. It's a state mandated test, which means that everyone has to take it. So we if you're sick on the day, or you're just not here on the days that we do take the assessment, then we have to take you out of your class where we're doing actual learning in order to take that assessment. And so we're missing even more time if we're gone from there. So what we will do is we'll do our best to make sure that you know those dates ahead of time, and that your student knows them, so that, hey, these dates are really important to be at school. So like, we already have MAP, which measures math and literacy. We have that coming up on September 11th, a Monday, and September 12th, a Tuesday, that it's really important to be at school on those days in order to get those assessments taken. We also just need you to be the #1 cheerleader for your kid. I know that my teachers are doing all that they can to show their students that it doesn't matter. You don't need to be the best. You don't need to be the middle. All you need to do is be your best. And about improving constantly and just trying your best in order to do what you can. We all have different things that we're great at and different things that we struggle in, but we can all give our absolute best in order to show what we can really do. And then the last thing there is, the better that we do on those assessments, #1, the better it is for your student. It really shows them, I love to see a kid see what they did last year and then what they did this year, be like, man, look how much better I got at reading. Look how much better I am at math now. And yeah, we always want to get better and better, but it's really about just putting our best effort in. And when we don't try, we don't allow ourselves to have that inner voice that's telling us that we're doing great. This is a really tough time for kids like that 11 to 14-year-old age, where sometimes they don't believe in themselves, sometimes they don't think they're good at anything. So the more that we can do as their support system to really tell them, you can do this. All you got to do is do your best. And I believe in you in that, and your teachers believe in you, and Mr. Fry believes in you. That really sticks home with them. And then I'll just mention again, the better that we do, if you own property, if you own a business, if you just care about our community, the better our school systems do, the better our community does. The last goal, this one might not be as familiar for those of you around my age, around belonging. But really it just means, do our students feel like they matter here at Ames Middle School? So about 4 or 5 years ago, we started to do this survey that asks students do you have a friend at school? Do your teachers care about you? If you came back 3 years later, would your teachers be excited to see you? Does someone ask you how you're doing every day? So questions that really get to does someone care about you at school? Last year we were at 48%, which is sad, that more than half of our kids didn't truly feel like they belonged here at Ames Middle School. Our goal is to get to 53, to go up 5%. Overall, our goal is to get to 100%, of course. But the more that we can get our kids to feel like this is the place for them, that someone cares about them, that when they're gone on Monday, someone's going to ask on Tuesday how they're doing, That is the kind of atmosphere that I want for my school and for your students. Just today, we had an assembly in the gym where Mr. Esslinger, our activities director, asked, how many of you are involved in a sport or a club or an activity? And we had a lot of hands go up. We have about 80% of our students that are involved in something. I really want to get that to 100, because the more a student can be involved in just something, the more that they draw that connection to something beyond math, literacy, science, social studies, art, all that stuff. So if your student, encourage them to get involved in something, and if we don't offer what they want, have them talk to me, have them talk to their homeroom teacher, any of their teachers of something that they want to be involved in. All right, last thing is just some reminders of what I could ask for from you. Number one, sign up for Parent Square. It's our communication tool that we started using this year. If there's QR codes right outside by the main office if you want to download the app. I believe you get the emails either way, regardless of if you have the app. But if you have a preferred language that's not English, it does a really good job of translating for that. And then it also allows for like direct communication, like messaging to your child's teachers. We could use volunteers if anybody has some time on their hands and wants to come here and just hang out for lunch or something like that. We do have a volunteer, like you have to go through like background check and things like that, but I can certainly help you with that. Or if you want a job, we could use a full-time science teacher. We could use a half-time social studies teacher and a half-time art teacher, but we also need educational assistants. Basically, that job is that they just work one-on-one with students that just need extra help. And even if you just have like 10 or 20 hours a week that you can do that, just please connect with us, and we'd love to get you in here to help some of our kids that just really need an extra set of hands sometimes. And then right outside by our main office is our parent-teacher organization. That's something I'm really trying to prop up to, once again, build that partnership to get the resources for our kids that are what they need in order to do great things. And then lastly, just let us know how we can work together. I love to hear from families. I love things like this. I know that, once again, I'm new, but especially if you have a 6th grader, you will see me for 3 years. And so I hope to get to know you and figure out how we can support each other and your student in order to go to Ames High, do great things, and then go and do whatever they want to do in the future. All right. We have, how much? Well, Mr. 12, even faster than before. So thank you very much. You still have about 18 minutes to go around to classrooms if you haven't already. But thank you so much for being here. Have a good night.